All right, so this is a really good start, but we're gonna have to go in to this family here and add in a lot more constraints and reference planes. Okay. So you don't really have very many constraints in here or anything, and you don't have any dimension parameters put in here, so that's really your main reason why you're not able to flex it and change the dimensions. And with all the geometry that's in here, we're going to need a lot of reference planes. So I'm just going to start adding in a few. We're going to need probably around four on each side. Just going to copy this. Then I'm just going to copy all these over here. And I'm going to start aligning things. So starting on the inside here, we're going to have to align all this geometry. So we're going to start right there. And then we're going to align all these pieces to this reference plane. And we're just going to make sure everything is locked to it all the way down. Also at the bottom here, you want to align the base of this to the ground plane. So all of these lines. All right, and then I'm going to use this reference plane for this here. So I'm going to align that there. And then anything else that falls right there will be aligned. And it looks like that's the only thing. Now I'll do this right here. And actually, if you click this one time and then click multiple alignment, you can just click on all these pieces and just keep going, and you don't have to click the reference plane every single time, which is nice. So it looks like all of that is good. Then we'll do this right there. And that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to align this to the top pieces. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat the same things over here. So that's got to go there. And then this has to go there. That. And then I might not be getting every single thing that needs to be locked, but once I test this out by flexing it, I'll be able to see really easily if there's anything else that has to be locked to the reference planes. So I don't need to worry too much about that right now. Okay, that looks good. And this side here. All right, I think that is pretty good. You could also do a vanity height, which I think you had put into your other one. But if I were you, I would probably just leave it as the width only, or maybe even just the width and the depth. You don't really need to worry about the height of this changing, since vanities are pretty much a standard height and they're always going to kind of be the same, and that's just going to be extra work. So don't worry too much about adding that in, or else you'd have to add in a bunch more of these planes and constraints. But once we have that, we now need to lock these together with some constraints so that whenever we flex it, it doesn't make things the wrong sizes. So I'm going to lock this and then lock these together. I'm going to change my scale so that's a little bit easier for me to see the, I need to make it smaller. Shrink those down a little bit. Lock that. And lock that one. Now I'm going to do one from this side to this side and lock it again so that the stiles don't change size accidentally when this thing gets wider. Okay. And then I need to do an equality constraint. So that means from the left to the middle to the right. And then click the EQ button. Then I need to do one more from the left to the right for my width. Okay, now I'm going to give this a width. Oh, come on. And then I can try to flex it and see if it's going to do something weird. And I can already tell it's not gonna, yeah, I need to add in a couple more because of these pieces. I'm gonna have to go to the reference plane and pretty much any vertical line that is in here is going to need a reference plane tied to it, or else it's going to get messed up whenever you try to widen this. And then I'll have to, yeah, let me, I'm going to delete these out, and I'm going to put some constraints from here to here maybe. I'm not totally sure if that's going to do the job or not, but we'll see. And then I'm going to go from outside to inside. This is a pretty complicated one. Okay. Now I know something's going to go wrong with this handle here, so we'll have to look at that after, but I just want to see what all breaks when I try to flex this as is. So let's try 2 feet. And hey, that's actually not too bad. It's actually kind of working. But I can see some things are a little bit off. Okay, so let me undo that. I'm not sure what that piece was that didn't move correctly. Maybe it was this. Try it again. 2 feet. Yeah, so it's, I guess it's that side piece. Okay, so you can see a couple things that are kind of messed up a little bit. So that's got to be aligned to there. Not even totally sure what all these pieces are. All right, I'm just gonna go back through and kind of lock these lines again. Some of them, just to make sure I got it all. Because I'm not sure after they move where they're supposed to go. Okay, I'm gonna try flexing it again. Okay, that looks better. So we fixed something, but this is still off a little bit. So it looks like that needs to go there. Looks like that needs to align to this maybe. So then I'll go to my 3D view and check it. And that looks pretty good. I'm not sure what this piece is. Oh. That's gotta be, okay. I need to unconstrain that. I need to lock that to this, it seems. Okay, that looks correct. Cool. Yeah, I think that pretty much does it. Now the handle. The handle seems to be moving okay when I do that, which is interesting. I didn't expect it to. Okay, so what I would also do is join all these pieces together. So I would use the join tool and I kind of go around and join all these together so that it looks a little bit nicer. And that might also make it just work a little bit better too. Okay, but now that I have that, and you can see just how complicated this is, how much you're going to need to do. So I don't know, it's up to you. If you want to keep going on this and put all these in and try to get it working correctly, that would be really good practice. But if you want to switch and do something a little bit less complicated, that's fine too. But now that I have my width put in there, I just want to go to load into project and then overwrite the one that's in here. And then I can take my width. Let's see. Yeah, you're also gonna have to do some constraints here as well. So I'm gonna delete that out right now, and I'm gonna get rid of the height because we don't really need to worry about the height because it's a standard thing for vanities. So I'm gonna align this there and this to that, and then let me think. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that these, okay, those are all aligned correctly. I'm gonna do a constraint, and I'm gonna lock that, and I'm gonna do another one over here and lock that, and then I'm going to do an equality constraint so that this flexes evenly from the middle. And then I'm going to drag this inward. Actually, I'm going to align it. I'm going to align this to that. Yeah, I'm going to remove that constraint, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. So align the, come on. Align this to that. It's acting a little bit goofy on me. Okay, I'm going to delete these. I'm going to delete this for now. Try to move this over and align it to that, and I'm going to remove constraints. Okay, and that's in the right place. Now I need to adjust. See, I don't need that. I need to adjust where this is going, so I'm going to lock it to there and lock it to there. Okay, that's pretty good. There might have been an overhang there, I guess, that you had modeled in there, so you can put that, you could put that back in if you want. But I just kind of like took it out. It doesn't make too big of a difference. But now that we have that, what we can do is put back in our equality constraint. Okay, and then a dimension from there to there. And then this will be the sink width. And then I have to relock this there, it looks like. There we go. And then what I can do is click on my sink vanity and then go to edit type and then go to my width equals sink width. And the two of these will be locked together. So now when I flex it, I would delete these out. I would delete that out. I would delete that out. Get rid of that. We don't need that. And then edit that and just call it width. Okay, and now if I flex it to 2 feet, you can see that it all updates correctly. And we'll check it in 3D, and it looks good. Cool. So yeah, it's quite a bit of work, but you don't have to do all of those dimension parameters like height and you can do depth if you want to, but you don't even need to worry about that. I would say width is the biggest one that you need to include. But yeah, to get it flexing correctly, it's going to be a lot of work. So if you wanted to do something else, that's fine.